Hi, this is Angie Knoll from Reconciled Solutions, coming to you today on Facebook to tell you about another exciting success story about a client that we've been working with over here at Reconciled Solutions. We love to help small business owners through the use of cloud accounting tools, leveraging process development with technology and apps, and using strategy and of course analysis towards improving client profitability. So the story that I have to share with you today is about a client that grew very rapidly, so rapidly in fact that they never had time to move from a process of keeping their accounting on spreadsheets through Excel, which were very long and very wide in terms of the data that they were tracking, to put it into an accounting system. We were tasked with setting them up with QuickBooks Online so that they would have real-time financials. Now, if you've ever been in a situation in a business where you have been held captive because you don't have your financials and you can't view them at a moment's notice, it's a very frustrating situation. And that's exactly what was happening with this client. In particular, the business owner had told me that if she wanted to see a profit and loss, it would take her a week or more of working with those spreadsheets to build that profit and loss. And at the end of the day, she didn't have a ton of confidence with the data that had been added to the spreadsheet. So for us to be able to go and work with her to be able to click and see a profit and loss was such a enlightening experience for her and freeing, in that she was able to make business decisions that made sense based on the numbers. One of the other things that we worked with this client on was the receipt of cash payments from clients in the business. Cash payments from clients can be a hard thing to manage. Small businesses are very susceptible to theft from their employees, and cash is a very big opportunity. So this had happened to this business owner where they had theft, unfortunately, from one of their employees, and it does happen with a fair amount of frequency. We had to put measures in place so that it wouldn't happen again. We used QuickBooks and we used their lockbox at the bank and just simple things to help set up a better process for them. So now when cash is received, what happens in the business is that a client comes in, pays with cash, it gets marked in QuickBooks on the invoice as paid, and it goes towards undeposited funds. And then once a week or so, the accountant comes in and makes deposits on all of those cash receipts. What was happening is it was being marked to undeposited funds, but nobody was actually going in and making the deposit to the cash on hand account / the petty cash account. And as a result, the undeposited funds on the balance sheet kept growing and getting bigger and bigger, and the cash on hand account kept going more in the negative all the time. And the reason is because they were also taking that cash and then paying their vendors. So they were continually recording vendor payments in QuickBooks, but they were not receiving cash into the cash on hand account. So it created a bit of a nightmare for them, but we were able to just turn that around with a change in process, and then we're able to reconcile those accounts. So I always talk about undeposited funds being a very powerful thing for a business owner, and it truly is. It very much is. What happens at the end of the month is then we take a look at all the deposits that are in undeposited funds, and we make sure to match them up to their correct account, whether it be the operating account, a PayPal receipts account, a secondary checking account, the cash on hand account. All of those deposits get made to their correct account. We can then reconcile to the bank balance, and additionally we can match the cash on hand from the lockbox to the balance in QuickBooks. So this puts in a measure to prevent theft,